Here's the background. Throughout time, throughout history, humans were connected to the earth. We walked barefoot. We slept on natural animal hides. We were connected to the earth. But today, it's a different story. We sleep in elevated beds. We wear synthetic-soled shoes. And even our wheelchairs are insulating us.
When we make direct contact with the surface of the earth, our bodies receive a
10 years ago, I was working with a holistic cardiologist, and we wanted to do an article on grounding. And so he said to me, the cardiologist said, you got to call Clint Ober. And so I went and I called Clint Ober. I spoke to him for 5 minutes, and I realized this is not an article, this is a book. This is a huge discovery.
Well, when I first heard about it, took it with a pinch of salt. It sounded a little too good to be true. Having now experienced several friends and people on our team who have used grounding, the skepticism is pretty much gone. Right behind us right now is one of my friends. Her mom is in a companion chair. 15 minutes ago, she was swollen legs, feet were cold, hands were cold, and now they're not. And this is her first experience with grounding. That's 15 minutes of real life demonstration. So I'm pretty much a convert.
I am 39 years old, trying to take pride in that. I was diagnosed with MS 14 years ago. The first time I heard about grounding, I thought, get real. This seems crazy. My friend patched me up, and I sat there, and we all just talked for about 45 minutes. I found myself smiling, and that wasn't something that I did. You know, I just didn't. I physically have more energy. I don't have the fatigue. I feel like I really can accomplish things. I can brush my teeth now without holding onto the counter. My balance is better. I just feel, sounds silly, but I feel more grounded. I feel like my feet are really like hanging onto the ground and I'm there, and I do it every night. I sleep on a pad, and I patch up my hands and sleep with a grounding blanket, and I just really am obsessive because I'm noticing. I just finally look forward to tomorrow.
For the most part, it's been sleep. You know, she's been able to get through the night without having to get up 6 times to go to the bathroom or anything like that. Her spasticity's gotten a ton better. She used to have restless legs all night, and that doesn't really happen anymore. It's been huge. It's been a big difference for her.
I want everybody to try this. I don't want anybody to not experience this. Anybody who has pain, anybody who can't sleep that well, anybody who gets depressed, you know, I mean, these are all things that have been completely lifted out of my life. I used to feel like a burden, a real burden to my husband, to my family, and I don't feel like a burden anymore. I feel good, and I feel like things are gonna get better. It's my miracle.
As Athena began to ground more and more, we noticed a dramatic shift in her health.
Athena, do you know what grounding is?
Yes.
Yeah? What is it?
It's when you put your feet or your whole body on Mama Earth and she heals you.
That's right. How does she heal you?
With her healing magic.
Through healing magic. And have you been grounding?
Yes.
Yeah? And what happened as a result of that?
I did have to go to the hospital for a year.
You haven't been to the hospital in a whole year. Amazing. We're so happy about that, aren't we? You don't like the hospital very much, do you?
When we began grounding Athena, A very progressive doctor had suggested I also try it. He told me to lie naked on the ground. It sounded ridiculous. But I did it anyway. And then everything changed. I began to sleep through the night, my energy level shifted, and I got my libido back. Over the next 6 months, I kept practicing grounding, and I lost 50 pounds. I wasn't expecting any of this. Hi, Clint! I was just trying to heal my daughter.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Thank you for coming to visit us.
No problem. I enjoyed it. The beautiful drive today.
Yes.
Wow, look at you. This is insane. How did you do this?
There's this incredible thing I need to tell you about. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's called grounding.
Ah,
Come on in.
all right.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Well, good to be here.
Gotta get those shoes off. So the first thing I'm extremely excited to share with you is that our daughter has not been to the emergency room in many months now. You know, I can't tell you how many nights at 2 a.m. we wound up in the emergency room because she couldn't breathe. And now she's like any other kid. You know, she gets a cold. She has a normal cold. She sleeps through the night. You know, what can you attribute that to?
Well, when children are sick and they get run down, they don't get good sleep, and they have inflammation in their body, she started grounding and she started sleeping better. The grounding is reducing the inflammation. She's working with a significantly improved immune system. It's called immunotherapy. Get grounded and improve your immune system.
So the surprise side effect of grounding our daughter was I got grounded.
Right.
And as you can see, I've had a complete transformation. Can you explain what happened to me?
Yes. As soon as you get grounded, the first thing that happens, you quiet the sympathetic nervous system, and then eventually the adrenals will start to recover. But when your adrenals become exhausted because of too much stimulation here, then the sympathetic overdrives, and then you end up with adrenal fatigue, and that is the precursor to most all of these things, including weight gain.
I never would have believed that you and I would be sitting here having this conversation. Not in a million years. Have other women reported weight loss as a result of grounding?
Yes. Not to the point that I could come out and say, well, get grounded and you're going to lose weight. It starts up here and getting the pain out of your body, getting the stress, the anxiety, the irritability, the depression out of the body. And then all of a sudden, the right hormones start to surface. Your energy comes up, metabolism comes up. It's, health is not something we really have to work on. We have to let it be. We have to take the things that are interfering with our health, that are compromising our immune system, and remove them from our life. And then the body will go back to normal.
So, why hasn't it caught on in mainstream? I can only say it will.
There's a well-established, traditional, conventional system that relies on expensive intervention. So they'd like to perpetuate that, and they're not too interested in having some competition coming in for a lot less expensive to sort of sabotage their profit levels. Because their goal isn't to help humanity. Their goal is really, as corporations, is increase their profits. The question becomes, how much of an influence has lack of grounding been in the epidemic of disease that we have? Is this grounding a factor?
We have a pain epidemic, which has led to an opiate epidemic, a national crisis. So given the worldwide discomfort, unhealth, diseases, all of them are benefited by earthing.
There's a resistance to integrating novel thoughts, and many times new ideas aren't implemented until the people who hold the counter opinion die.
There are lots of people who don't want this to happen. I don't know why people critique it to death. I don't know why they do that. What the skeptics need to do is try it out.
The good thing about grounding is that you don't need a doctor to tell you to do it. You do not need a physician to recommend it to you. You can try this anytime. It is your birthright because you live on the earth.
I ground every day. Hey, I want to be connected to the earth as much as I can.
I would say about 95% of the day I am grounded because I believe it's just a no-brainer.
Go outdoors, take your shoes off, stand barefoot on the earth, or sit on the earth, put your feet and your hands on the earth, and you will instantly notice the pain and inflammation begin to drain from your body. I got my life back is probably the most common refrain that I hear. Thank you, I got my life back. I got my life back.
Even if the science isn't yet considered mainstream, there is an undeniable and growing number of people who are experiencing the benefits of grounding. As for us and our family, we're spending more time outside and spending more time together. And yes, we're keeping our feet firmly planted on the ground. Does our daughter still get sick? Yeah, but not nearly as much. Maybe she's growing out of it. Or maybe she's just growing up grounded.